behind in this game. So I've got this on the x-axis, you're doing something consciously, you're doing something unconsciously. And I'm adding a little higher value to things you do unconsciously. And on the y-axis, I've left out uninnovative because then you won't feature on the chart at all. Modestly innovative and highly innovative. So, on the lower end position, you can be modestly innovative and consciously so. On the dark green end, at the top 9 position, you can be highly innovative and unconsciously so. And you don't know. My best example is the Toyota lean production system. Do you know that when James Womack and his team went to interview the Toyota engineers as to how the hell they do lean manufacturing, those Japanese guys, poker-faced, said, that's what we do, we've explained to you. Is there any other way to do it? They are not aware, they are innovative. And when the whole world said, this is fantastic, they said, how can you guys be so dumb not to do it this way? That's unconscious innovation. When Amul happened, once it's written up, it's fine. But in those first 5 years, if any of us could be a fly on the wall and hear those debates, it's the way it happened. They were unconscious. They were not trying to be innovative. So I am attaching a great value to the 9 position. And I say if you are in the first position, you are barely competitive. Gaadi chal raha hai, chalti ka naam gaadi. Until somebody acquires you, you carry on. If you are unconsciously innovative, but unfortunately only modestly so, then you're okay. You're an innovative company, you got a few hits to you. You can also be innovative by being highly innovative, but in a conscious way, having huge innovation programs. The chairman makes speeches on innovation. You get the chairman's picture on innovation. You put up, things in the canteen on innovation is the breath of life. All that kind of stuff. You don't have to go very far. Go to any company, you'll find all of these things around. But I think the nirvana, and I call that ingenuity, is to be unconsciously innovative. And when somebody else comes and says, that's fantastically innovative, you say, okay, if you say so. Arvind Eye Care still wonders why everybody is marveling at it. Because he's unconsciously been innovative. And therefore there's a journey that companies and people have to make, which is that you want to move towards your nirvana and somehow try to become ingenious. And adopting more and more programmatic innovation is a perfectly good way. I'm not against it, don't get me wrong. But I'm saying the ultimate is to liberate the inherent innovation. When a child is born, he or she is innovative. And then we put blankets around that child until it becomes like you and me. We are the creatures of inhibitions to innovation, not of promotion of innovation. And therefore the key to becoming innovative is not to introduce new techniques of innovation, but to remove the techniques of lack of innovation. And that's hell of a job. Because once you develop a set of habits, it's damn tough to remove. And in the Tata Group, we are trying very hard, and we are at early stages of the game, to remove the inhibitions to innovation. And therefore, we draw our inspiration from the biological systems, where fluid organizations, you look at any biological system, it will have these 4 characteristics. Very permeable boundaries. Interaction amongst the cell systems, amongst each other. This is very natural. You'll find very few critical rules. It is not engineered. You take a simple leaf of tea. The act of plucking it from a bush and converting it into a piece of black tea is a marvel of microbiology. Multiple flora and fauna will affect the way it oxidizes. You align aspiration and you create flexible architectures for the company to be able to achieve those. I want to play for you, since he has just been here to see your Chief Minister and you could not have met him, what my chairman feels about innovation. This is an excerpt I've taken from an internal speech he made to our managers when people said, the common question was, Mr. Chairman, Mr. Executive Council, what are you guys doing about making Tatas more innovative? And this was his answer. Huh? What happened to that? चेयरमैन का फोटो मत निकालो भाई. हाँ.
You know, for some reason in India, we all get hung up on structure before we get involved with achievement. And in many cases I find whenever you try to say something, someone says, what about the structure? What about the organization? There is, my concern is innovation will not evolve necessarily because you create a structure. Innovation has to be part of the DNA of that organization, or somehow we have to bring out the creative strengths of our people. You don't need a structure for that. You can have an idea at 2 o'clock in the morning that wakes you out of your sleep. We need to have an environment that when you come into work and say, I had this idea and I believe it deserves some thought, that the company should not put you down. If that, somebody should be able to see the value or not, or say that there's no value, but that there should be a means of not being frustrated with that. And that doesn't mean that stupid ideas have to clutter up people's working day. I'm just trying to say that we should create a space where we can in fact lead and do things differently and do things that others have not done. We will not in the long term, in a global environment, ever be leaders unless we are also innovative.
Now I have 3 case studies, but I'm going to skip them in the interest of providing the interaction time. Just to let you know, the 3 case studies, there are only 3 charts per case study. One is on Tata ACE, one is on Tata Salt, but I've touched upon Tata Salt a bit as I spoke, and one is on Ginger Hotels, which also I've touched upon. I want to therefore leave space for comment and disagreement or questions. So if you don't mind, I will skip those 3 case studies. I want to close just by saying this, and I'm not saying this in any jingoistic way. I'm not standing for an election. I don't need anybody's vote. But the Indian gene is unique. It's unique in its capability to innovate. I have traveled in many countries around the world, and it is not my job or my profession to comment on different genotypes and their innovativeness. But I can tell you from anecdotal and observational experience, and observations, the Indian genotype is uniquely innovative. And I attribute it to many factors, but the most principal one is its plurality.